guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. In today's video, I am going to be talking to you about what my perfume collection would look like if I were not on YouTube and if I didn't have a crazy perfume obsession. If I were a normal human being and I had a normal collection, what would it actually look like and what would I choose and why? So the reason why I thought about this video is because, you know, it can get overwhelming. I feel like for the average consumer, the average person who doesn't review fragrances on YouTube, it can just be overwhelming because it's even overwhelming for me, and I love to review and try out different fragrances. But how do you know what fragrances to actually spend your money on? You know, you can hear about all these different perfumes all day long, but how do you know which one you actually want to purchase, which one you actually want to invest in? So these are just my personal preferences. Obviously we all have different tastes, but I just wanted to sit down and have a make-believe fantasy collection, the collection that I would have if I were not on YouTube. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. I do mostly beauty and perfume on this channel, but I also sprinkle in some special effects here and there, especially around the Halloween season. So if you're into that kind of content, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all your continued love and support. I really appreciate you. And if you are interested in seeing what my pretend collection would look like if I were not on YouTube and not absolutely crazy and addicted and obsessed with perfumes, then just keep on watching. All right, you guys, so I broke this down to 6 perfumes. That's right, I picked 6. Now for me, that's a really big deal because I have a lot of perfumes and picking 6 perfumes was a little bit tough. But I thought, you know, a lot of people, they only have one perfume. You know, they have one signature scent that they wear day and night for any occasion, and that's their perfume. And then there are people like me and possibly like you that are addicted to fragrances, and we have many, and we will never be signature scent people. But let's just pretend, okay? We're just gonna pretend. So how I broke this down is I started off with a daytime signature scent. This is an easy reach perfume, something that I know I could wear pretty much for my everyday life, and it would be appropriate for work, for running errands, you know, just my everyday type of life. But I wanted to also break that category into summer and winter, or warm weather and cold weather, basically, because I feel like the perfume I would want to wear in the summertime and hot weather months isn't really what I would want to pick for winter. Even if I wasn't on YouTube, I would still want that variety there. And then the next category is for evening time. If I wanted to go out on a date night or kind of amp it up a little bit, again, I picked a summer and winter option. And then the last category was special occasion. So I'd want a warm weather and cold weather option for, you know, those really extra special occasions like my anniversary or my birthday or something like that. Something just very special, you know, a perfume that you just don't wear very often. You only pull it out for those very specific and rare occasions. So that totaled 6 perfumes, and that was my basically train of thought for this video. So let's start off with my daytime signature scent for warm weather months, and that was none other than Giorgio Armani My Way. I knew this was going to be my signature scent. Honestly, if there was any perfume here that would be my actual signature scent, one that I could wear for any occasion, one that I could wear in any type of weather, summer or winter, because this is a fantastic performing perfume, so this would work well for the winter months as well. If I were really going to have a true signature scent, it would be this. I actually crave this fragrance. I love tuberose, and there's a lot of tuberose in here. It's that delicious bubblegum tuberose that I just absolutely crave. And I have never ever not enjoyed wearing this. If you would have told me when I first smelled this that this would be such a love of mine, I probably would have laughed at you, because when I first tried it, I didn't actually really like it that much. I didn't think it was that special, but I tried it again and I just fell head over heels in love with it, and I have not stopped loving it since. I have perfumes in my collection that I'll choose to wear for the day, and I kind of regret that I chose to wear them. Not because I don't like them, but maybe I wasn't in the mood for them that day, Or have you ever had that happen where you pick a perfume and you're just not vibing with it that day for some reason, and you know you love it, but you just weren't in the mood for it. You made a mistake. You should have picked something else. I have never had that experience with this perfume. Every single time I pick it, no matter what, I enjoy it. But this would be my warm weather everyday signature scent. It's an easy reach. I feel absolutely fantastic when I wear it. It has excellent performance. It's appropriate for just about any occasion. It makes me feel good, and it is just one of my all-time favorites. Now, my signature scent for cold weather months, this one was super difficult. I actually didn't have that hard of a time picking out My Way. I kind of knew that that would have been my answer. This one was kind of difficult, but I ended up choosing Coco Mademoiselle, the intense version. I just had to pick this one, you guys, because I can't imagine not having this. I feel like this is such a classic. Even though this is the newer version, this is the intense version, it still has very much the original Coco Mademoiselle DNA in here. There's just more vanilla and more patchouli. And this is just such a beautiful, classy, timeless, sophisticated fragrance. And I feel like you just can't go wrong with it, you know? And this is another one of those situations where it's appropriate for every occasion. I fell head over heels in love with this. This was a love at first sniff. Giorgio Armani My Way was not a love at first sniff. This was a love at first sniff. I could never get tired of this. I don't think I could ever get tired of this. Yeah, if you like the original Coco Mademoiselle, but you want some more vanilla, if you wanted it to be a little less bright and a little bit deeper and sexier, and maybe, you know, if you really like vanilla and you like patchouli, I think you would absolutely love this. I just think it would make a fantastic signature scent. Coco Mademoiselle, the original, makes a fantastic signature scent as well. You really just can't go wrong. The performance is absolutely outstanding. There are no issues whatsoever. This can be a beast if you overspray. Depending on the occasion, I would want to maybe just lightly spritz it on. But then if I wanted, you know, everybody to smell me, then I could, you know, spray a little bit more. So anyway, I think this is a gorgeous fragrance and definitely would have to be one that would be in my collection, even if I weren't crazy obsessed with perfumes. Up next, we have signature scents for the evening time. So I would want to maybe amp it up a little bit. I will say that I think that the Coco Mademoiselle Intense would be great for date night as well. This would work really well for evening. So I feel like I would still have this as an option, not just for daytime, but also evening as well. But if I were going to pick a summertime date night kind of like evening signature scent, I would go with my Paco Rabanne Olympea. To me, this is an absolutely gorgeous summertime fragrance. I feel like it's deep enough though, because of that amber and vanilla, that it makes it sexy. It's a salty, sexy, vanilla amber fragrance. It has some ginger in here as well, so it's just a tiny bit spicy, but mostly it's like a salty vanilla amber. I think it's super sensual. I think it's super just sexy, and that salt note in here, oh my gosh, I love this so much, you guys. I haven't been wearing it lately because really this is only a fragrance I want to wear in the warm weather months, and it's been a little cold here. So I can't wait for summertime to pull this out. But yeah, this would be my signature date night, hot summer night fragrance because that salty note is kind of almost refreshing. It reminds me of the ocean. It reminds me of salty sea air, but then you have vanilla and you have amber, which gives it this like sexy vibe. I think it would just make an excellent summer date night scent, and I could see myself just rocking this in the summertime. This would be an easy signature scent. I think you can actually wear this fragrance all year round because it's a really good performing perfume. I'm just really not that much in the mood for it when it's cold outside. This reminds me of like beachiness. It reminds me of salty ocean air. It reminds me of, you know, the beach basically, which reminds me of summer. And for some reason I can't get that out of my head. And so I just don't really wear this one in the winter at all. But I think that it would perform well in the winter. I think, you know, I think you could wear it in the winter. But yeah, this would definitely be my signature scent for a summer date night. My husband really likes this fragrance on me, so I think it would work out perfect. Okay, next up is date night signature for colder weather months, which was super difficult because I feel like I had a ton of perfumes that fit into this category. I think this is kind of my favorite category. The date night, sexy, deep, dark type fragrances that work really well when it's colder outside seem to be what I'm the most drawn to. These are the type of fragrances that I just absolutely love, which is very ironic because I live in South Carolina and it's not really that cold here very often, and I don't have a lot of opportunity to wear some of these fragrances. It is what it is. These are the type of fragrances that I love the most. But when it came down to it, I had to choose Mon Guerlain Intense. This is a fragrance that I have told you guys I have loved from the beginning of my perfume journey. When I really started getting into perfumes, this is the fragrance that just kind of blew my mind. It just amazed me. It wowed me. It was just unlike anything I had smelled at that point. Like I said, I was brand new to fragrances, and I just, oh my gosh, it just was another level for me. And it's still, to this day, wows me. It's so sexy. That licorice and patchouli combination in the base is addicting. It's just absolutely addicting. This is a lot of vanilla. This has lavender. This has, like I said, that licorice and patchouli combination in the base, and it is a 10 out of 10 for me. The bottle, the color of the juice, the performance is amazing. You're definitely going to smell this on you all day. The sillage is intoxicating and it is addicting. It is just, oh my gosh, you guys. If you have not gotten your nose on this fragrance, I highly recommend that you do. This is definitely a top 10 for life. I could not imagine not having this in my collection. And really, with all the date night fragrances that I own for colder weather months, I feel like honestly, this would really only be the one that I need. My husband really enjoys this one. And yeah, I just think it's sexy, but it's also classy. It's not like it's not like my Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal. Okay, that one, I actually thought about that one for my date night signature scent because I love that one so much. But that one is like when you're feeling really bad girlish. You know what I mean? When you're feeling super sexy. I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more encompassing for date night, because date nights are different, you know, not all date nights are the same. Some of them are really sexy. Some of them are more like fancy and classy. I just wanted something that kind of fit the bill all around. And this one's sexy, but it's also elegant. It's also classy. It's sophisticated. It makes me feel like a grown woman. It makes me feel so good and so beautiful and so sexy. And like I said, my husband loves this. I think this is a man-eater scent for sure. And this would have to be, without a doubt, the one that I pick for my winter date night signature scent. All right, let's get into special occasions. So I have two perfumes here. This was also difficult for me, but in the end, I know I made the right decision. So my special occasion fragrance for warm weather would be Delina Exclusive. I can't imagine being without this fragrance. I just love it so, so much. And this is, I think this was my first niche fragrance. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was my first niche fragrance, which is actually a good way to start. So if you're not really familiar with niche and you're trying to like get from designer to niche, Delinas are a great way to go. Parfum de Marly is actually a great way to go in my opinion, because I feel like they're niche, but they're still crowd pleasing enough that they're not going to be such a huge jump to where you're like buying perfumes that you don't know what you're smelling. Because niche can be a little tough sometimes, you know, sometimes it takes a little while to get used to some of those fragrances. But Delina and Delina Exclusive, I feel like those are really, really good gateway fragrances into niche, if that makes sense. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. It smells so feminine, and I have told you guys this before, but this is the scent that I would pick on my wedding day. So when I think of special occasions, I think of Delina Exclusive. I don't wear this one a ton because I kind of feel like I save it for special occasions, but I need to wear it more. I don't really have all that many special occasions in my life. I think it's important to have like a special perfume, you know, one that you just pull out when it's going to be that extra special time. And this is definitely one that I would pick. Now, this is a beast of a performer, so this is not one, especially in warm weather, that you could overspray. But if I just lightly spritz this on in the you know, warm weather months, I think this would make just such an awesome, elegant, extra special perfume. It's rose, it's vanilla. You obviously have to like rose in order to like this fragrance. Some people prefer the original Delina, which I've told you guys before. I don't really care for the original Delina. It's too sharp for me. So I much prefer Delina Exclusive because there's more vanilla, there's no sharpness, that rhubarb note's not in here. It's just this gorgeous, creamy, sweet, rosy, elegant, sophisticated, and special scent. All right, and last but certainly not least, my special occasion fragrance for the cold weather months would have to be by Kilian, and this is Angel Share. I absolutely love this, you guys. I am so obsessed with this fragrance. This is one of the most addicting fragrances I think I have in my entire collection. This is a boozy, cinnamon, warm apple pie with some woody notes that I find to be absolute perfection. And I'm kind of shocked that I love this one as much as I do because this has some things in it that I don't typically go for. It's a more unisex fragrance, but to me, it's very, very sweet. And so I feel like it leans a little bit more feminine. A man could certainly wear it. I feel feminine wearing it, if that makes sense. And I just love it. I love boozy pie kind of scents, and this is just such a special fragrance for me. I just am addicted to it. Even when I'm not wearing it, if I don't wear it, I still want to go over and smell it. I don't know, does anybody else do that? Does anybody else go over their fragrances and just like smell their fragrances? Because I crave this. It is phenomenal. I think that this would only be a fragrance that I would want to wear in the winter time because this would be a little bit too much in the summer. I feel like it would be a little cloying, just too much in the warm weather months, but in the cold weather, especially like around the holiday season, I feel like this one would be just absolutely perfect. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. The performance is phenomenal. It's strong enough to cut through cold weather. It's definitely a fragrance that will, you know, make people stop and take note. They're going to want to know what you're wearing. It's definitely a special occasion fragrance for sure, and the one that I would have to have. I just cannot live without this fragrance. If I were to ever lose this or run out or whatever, absolutely would repurchase. So yes, this would have to be what I pick for my special occasion in the winter months. That is it. Those are my picks. That's what my collection would look like if I were a normal human being. I want to know from you guys though, what would your collection look like if you could only pick just a few signature scents? Or are you already like that? Are you someone who just has a couple of fragrances that you like to have? Are you a signature scent person? And if so, let me know what your signature scents are. I love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!